Catherine, who here has finished the one thing? Kind of confused on how to pick it and give it precedence over other things. For example, I think that what's important is growing my following. So within that, I can pick the action item that has brought the most followers thus far and just focus on that. But I still have to do other things like post, engage on social media, do webinars, challenges, and other things to keep my audience engaged while in the midst of doing the one thing. So how do you do the mix? Like doing the daily tasks in the morning and then focusing only on one project in the afternoon every day until it's finished, then move on to the next project, etc. So the one thing, and I would encourage you to read it if you haven't yet. The one thing, to me, I'd go back and first figure out your why. Like first figure out where you're headed, your vision, your one thing for like 10 years down the road. Like my friend and I just had this conversation last night. Like, yeah, you know, we want to grow our membership sites, but like why? Like what are we doing this for? Right? Like what's our vision in 10 years? Like what are we doing this for? And so that's really important first, to figure out long term why this is so important to you. What is your ultimate mission, vision, where you're going? And then we can back that into what you should be doing today. So that backs into what you should be doing, what your one thing is for the year, what your one thing is for the month, what your one thing is for this week, and then today. So how I do it is I make sure that like in the mornings I try and get up for my daughter, and that's when I'll do a lot of these daily tasks you're talking about, Catherine, which is like checking in on social media and emails and Facebook groups and just like the admin type stuff, doing all my pinning in the morning, so that then I take my daughter to school, and when I come back, like during the time she's at school, don't let myself do any sort of like admin stuff. I have to only be working on like the one thing or that priority for the day. And so for me, it goes back to planning my work week. So on Sunday or Friday, like I plan out what those focus areas are going to be for the week, so that I know when I come back, it's kind of like a change. Because before she wakes up, like I have to finish all my admin stuff. And then when she's at school and I get back to my desk, like that's my like real focus batching time on the most important things. I'm rereading the one thing right now too. It always brings up so much for myself. So go back and read it. But as far as picking precedence, it always for me goes back to, and if you aren't using our 90-day planner, that's something that could be helpful too, because what I plan to do every week goes into what my goals are for that month, what my goals are for the 90 days, and what my goals are for the year. And so that's kind of what that 90-day planner that we have is really designed to help you figure out what you should be focused on every single week, which leads into what you should be focused on every day. So I really go into the work week having like 3 kind of big things that are going to lead to helping me complete those goals for the month. But it's hard. I'm totally with you. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of admin stuff that I got to do, like my husband and I, and we're going to actually pull Mila out of school for the month of May and house sit for my parents, so spend the whole month in Coronado, which is here in San Diego, right on the water where they live. So I'm trying to like knock out so many admin stuff this week. It's like crazy. Like all this stuff I've been putting off for months, I'm trying to get done. So I totally get it. There's a lot of different things that you have to get done. And so it's really figuring out, you know, what are those habits that you can create. Like I would say that's a good habit that I've created, where I wake up early, I knock out all of like those admin things, so that by 8:30 when I get back, that's my habit of really focusing on those most important items for the 3 hours before she comes back home, you know? So she said like doing the daily tasks in the morning and then focusing only on one project in the afternoon every day until it's finished. So that's kind of what I do. I think you'll probably have a good focus, Catherine. You might be onto it. There just might be, you might have to make some choices, like maybe, you know, you're not trying to do webinars and challenges, and you know, you're really focusing on one thing rather than like, I probably wouldn't try and do webinars and challenges at once. Like that might be a little too much, but just try and focus on one thing at a time.